Hello and welcome to the Renaissance English History Podcast, Tudor Minute, your mostly daily dose. I should change that, your sometimes daily dose. All things related to medieval and Renaissance England. So today I'm going to talk about Henry's Navy, and that's because on Friday I put out a podcast on Henry's Navy, and I actually have also uploaded it to YouTube, so you can listen to it. I'll put a link there, here, somewhere. But anyway, so Henry VIII was the founder of the English Navy. How did this happen, right? There's a couple of things. The idea of ships were really starting to change and go through this kind of transformation during the Renaissance. Before, in medieval England and beforehand, if you wanted to use your ship, if you wanted to make war using your ship, you would load a bunch of soldiers on your ship, and they'd sail, and they'd sail to France or Scotland, maybe Spain. No, they wouldn't go to France, pretty much France. And they'd get off the ship and they'd use their arrows and they'd make war and they'd go raiding and pillaging, and that was how you made war. If you were sailing and you came across another hostile ship, you would go up along each other, and you would grapple, you'd throw some hooks over, you'd try to pull the ship to you, and then you would climb aboard and you would fight, and that's how you would do that. But the idea of, you might have some archers too, by the way. So you might have some archers that would cover you. But the idea of having a ship that was like a specially purpose war-built machine that was like really specific was really new at this time. And so previously, you didn't need to have kind of royal ships that the king owned. If a king wanted to go to war and he needed to have a bunch of ships, he would just conscript them from a merchant. He'd be like, hey, merchant, I need your ship. And the merchant's like, hey, okay, here's my ship. But he wasn't really happy about it because if the ship got lost, the merchant didn't get any compensation. So he didn't really want to have that happen, but it could. Anyway, okay, so suddenly ships become really specialized, and that was in part because of the invention of watertight gun ports. So you could have cannon, almost like artillery, like siege warfare kind of artillery, on your ship. Crazy, right? And then you could fire it on your ship. So you needed to have really specific crew. You needed to have really specific specialized ships to handle all of this. So Scotland was also having, it's really bugging me. Like, I have to see my head. Anyway, Scotland also had a monarch, James IV, who was really into ships and shipbuilding. And so he built a super ship called the Michael. It was the biggest ship of its time. And before that, actually, just before that, in England, Henry VIII had built the Mary Rose and the Peter Pomegranate. And I should say Henry VIII also inherited two kind of warships from his father. So Henry VII had actually started building the ships. He worked on the docks at Portsmouth. He built a dry dock. He kind of got the thing started. But Henry VIII only inherited like 5 ships. Not very much, but 2 of them were purpose-built warships, the Sovereign and the Regent. And it keeps slipping. Sorry. I have this balanced on a soda can. It's not very good. There it goes. All right. Okay, so he inherited I'm just going to hold it. He inherited the Sovereign and the Regent and Portsmouth. Then Henry VIII kind of went on a shipbuilding, kind of just went crazy on building ships. He built the Mary Rose and the Peter Pomegranate in like 1510. Then Scotland comes out with the Michael, right? So then he has to match that. So he builds the Henri Grâce à Dieu. My French is bad. It's Great Harry. And he built that in a new dockyard he built. And so he just started going crazy building all these ships. And by the time he died, he had left like something like 55 ships. But the other thing that's interesting is with all of this, because things are becoming so much more specialized, you need to have an administration to manage it all. You need to have money to keep ships afloat year round. You need to have money to feed all of the shipbuilders, to pay all of the shipbuilders, to pay for all of these new works, and also to keep the ships running. Since they're running year round, you need to keep them in good repair. So you really need to have some kind of an organization to run that. Enter Cromwell. And with the money from the dissolution of the monasteries, a lot of that money was put towards the kind of organization of a navy. And the Naval Board was founded in 1546. By that time, Cromwell had already lost his head, but before he lost his head, he really did a lot to kind of streamline the process and streamline acquisitions of getting supplies, everything like that. This is really shaking. It's really bugging me. Sorry. I think I'm done. You can listen to the podcast to learn more. So to learn more about the Renaissance English History Podcast, go to http://www.englandcast.com. That's www.englandcast.com. And you know what? I want to show you my book recommendation. I did a book recommendation. Every month I do a book recommendation, every episode. So this is the book recommendation. Great Harry's Navy by Geoffrey Morehouse. It's a really interesting book. My daughter Hannah actually recognizes Henry VIII now. She saw him in this book and she went, Henry! It's really cute, right? What other 2-year-olds know who Henry VIII is? She's such a nerd, like her mom. All right, Geoffrey Morehouse, check out the book. I'm going to put the podcast link here, there, everywhere. And yeah, check it out and tell me what you think about Henry VIII's Navy. What great facts do you know about Henry VIII's Navy? Also, the history guy, Dan Snow, he just did a Periscope where he went on the Mary Rose. The Mary Rose is a whole separate thing. I'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. Okay, bye.